It looks like we have the boys sitting down in front of us right now.
We do. So no DQ. So we're going to be able to have our losers semifinal. So the winner of this is going to get on the loser's side of top 24. It's going to be between Hillbilly, ZT, and Jimmy.
No, this is BlackCortez and Jimmy.
Is it?
And then the winner of this moves on to face Hillbilly.
Oh, I didn't see, because I thought that was red. I bet.
No, his name was red because he was in danger of being DQ'd. He hadn't checked in yet. Nice. Ooh, and we're seeing two characters I have not seen at all this tournament, except for I saw Velocity Brian play the Terrace earlier. But other than that, we've definitely seen I've definitely seen no Knicks so far.
I think there was a Knicks picks and doubles.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw him on the other stream, but I didn't.
It was early on, and they switched off it immediately. But here we go into game 1 on Thunderground.
3, 2,
there might be a button check.
Yes, this is probably a button check.
No. All right. Looks like we're going into it.
Are we? Oh, yeah.
So looks like it. Okay. First weapons are being picked up. Hammer versus guns.
Both players playing very aerial right now, usually using 1 or 2 jumps, not spending a lot of time on the ground. Ooh, a nice chase dodge after that.
Ooh, I like the side stick attempt to punish, but Terrace's side stick is a little slow. That's not the punish that I would go for on Nyx, but now he knows and has an idea of what the neutral stick does.
Well, sometimes you will see people using it closer to the edge in case the opponent immediately tries to recover high, and you'll get a huge spiking opportunity there.
Ooh, side stick goes out, does not quite hit. He's now picked up the scythe. He finds himself getting hit by an unarmed Nair. Terrace's attack is quite high, so unarmed can do a lot of damage. And a hammer, well, that might just be able to kill outright at this point. I like that neutral stick attack.
Ooh, the gravity cancel down signature covering both sides, depending on which side Jimmy was going to initiate on. The down signature trying to catch BlackCortez as he was going to land on the ground. The in sig again trying to pluck out of the air and spike towards the down and right.
Oh, I like that GC neutral stick, having an idea to use that gravity cancel to catch him out of the air. Ooh, there's a sidelight, but no fall. Trying to go for a down stick read, doesn't fast fall to get the down air, and then sidelight, he could just try to jump for an air or a Sair. He's got a ton of damage on the Jimmy here. He just has to find one of those unarmed, or not unarmed, but like light attacks on the axe to be able to get the KO. I'm not seeing him go for a lot of Sairs. Jimmy, on the other hand, is doing a great job of being able to hold out, dodging these signatures, just out of the way of that GC side stick. And the weapon toss actually connects. Will he go for the unarmed? Ground pound does not connect, and he gets hit by that weapon toss as he jumps into it.
See the hammer coming in for BlackCortez. He has Jimmy unarmed right now. The weapon spawn coming in, picks up the recovery, doesn't get the down air off of the bounce, gets the down air there. All of the strength that Terrace has, even against the defense of Jimmy LaPena, is still going to take him out there. A lot of damage were on both of those players. A lot of damage is still on BlackCortez.
I'm liking these GC signatures. He's doing these a lot where he's setting himself in the air. What's cool about Terrace is that when he GC side sticks, he kind of travels downwards at an angle. And that can cover a lot more area than if you just did it on the ground. And a nice down, wow. That was a lot of damage.
That was a spiking down air.
That down air spiked, hit him off the side of the stage to cut the momentum, and it still killed. So, but Jimmy took a decent amount of damage before he was able to get that KO. Another GC side six coming out from the BlackCortez as he's looking for these down airs. And as beneath the stage, weapon toss dodged out of the way. Jimmy manages to recover. The players seem to be getting a little bit more comfortable with their characters and this matchup as it's going along.
And we're seeing some more advanced techniques come out. BlackCortez throwing a lot of his weapons, trying to finish things off. That's the second one he's hit so far. The ground pound straight into that push-off column, expecting Jimmy to move off of the wall to try to stay safe.
That's one of those cases where, like we were talking about earlier with the sword, if you just hug the wall, you're actually safe.
Yes.
They can't move to the left or the right when they're doing that hammer ground pound. But I think he like reactionarily jumped off of the stage.
Yes, that's a standard instinct for a lot of players, is to fade back off of the wall, expecting the opponent to ground pound right next to it.
Down to comes out. Jimmy does not fall into it, and he's looking for a weapon spawn, just waiting. Ooh, but Cortez doing something smart, dodging him or throwing away his weapon to deny it and hitting a neutral stick. Stomp into neutral stick. He has an idea of what Terrace is actually capable of.
He knows the combo.
Yeah, I'm liking this. He picks up the axe, gets that side stick, sends him flying. Another signature will definitely do. Weapon toss does not come out, and the ground pound's a little bit early. Jimmy finds the recovery on the way back, and Cortez is looking for these side airs.
Cortez's spacing on that side signature was like absolutely perfect. He picked up the first swipe right at max range of it so well. He knew exactly where that needed to be.
Sider comes out, down stick does not connect. Sair sends Jimmy off the stage, and Cortez tosses that weapon straight up, trying to get him to dodge in. Neutral stick does not hit. Nice punish coming out from Jimmy. Doesn't find too much more out of it. And a charge down stage, that's not going to connect. Cortez is looking like he's going to try to take this game 1 and moving on to game 2 to see if he can get into the loser side of top 24. Or to the Sunlight final for top 24.
We're going to see him throw it away. Yes, he's going to try and keep Jimmy off the weapon, trying to weapon starve him as long as he possibly can. Jimmy definitely in kill percent at this point, definitely against a Teros, even with the high defense that Nyx has. Is BlackCortez going to look for a signature again? You see him trying. Oh, he goes for the neutral, or sorry, the recovery, and then the ground pound. The ground pound hitting.
He's trying to go for another ground pound, but Jimmy's actually finding these attacks off stage, sends him off. So there's the ground pound, and Jimmy actually evens things up. It's 1-1. Cortez isn't finding these kill options, and Jimmy's perfectly fine dodging everything out and getting a hit in here and there.
And Cortez was finding them earlier, and then maybe it's just Jimmy's movement overall. He's adapting to what Cortez was doing earlier. He's not finding the stomp in sigs. We saw like an axe down sig on the edge. We saw some side signatures as well. It looks like Jimmy's starting to get a read on the movement.
But the down air connects, manages to land with that down air, sends him off the top. Yeah, you could take a beating for a while, but we saw the damage difference there, right? 700 to 340. You're eventually not going to be able to get hit by anything without dying. So that down air is able to do it, and he's going to stick to his Teros here with that increased force stat, taking away from his defense. 9 force.
He's going 9 force. That's what Brian uses as well,
Yep.
at least when he plays 2s. I don't know what stance he uses in 1s, but Jimmy's actually going on the switch off of the Nyx onto the Hattori, a very quick character with very low defense, and Nyx definitely not as quick, but has a lot more defense. So sort of a different school of thought. He's just completely changing up the formula. Meanwhile, BlackCortez sticking with the Teros, but he is using a different skin, which you know can sometimes make all the difference in the world.
We could just like the variety, but here we go in a game number 2 on the small Brawlhalla. And this will be a smaller stage, smaller blast zone, so it'll be a little bit easier for him to get a lot earlier kills. It's definitely a matchup that if you're constantly getting those hard-hitting moves, it benefits you because you're going to be getting kills a lot earlier.
We might see him finding more signatures here than he did with Nyx. Obviously, we've seen Boomy and Remy both find a lot of signatures with the Hattori signature kit.
Ooh, fully charging that
side. Oh, he gets the final hit.
Oh, and the weapon toss comes out. That's the first time. It's been a while since I've heard the full sound effect of Teros charging up his side sig.
You saw Jimmy was sitting there. He was like, okay, I'm going to punish this.
I guess he just didn't know the range. And that could happen for a lot of players when they're newer to the game or newer to a character's signatures.
And not only like there's the hitbox from the actual swing, but it moves you forward. So it gives you such an increased range than if it just happens standing still.
Weapon toss comes out. He doesn't find anything. Jimmy actually finds the side light into the down light. One of the more common combos that you'll see from spear users, and he actually evens up the damage quite quickly.
Coming out from BlackCortez, it's actually going to stuff the neutral signature from Jimmy. See the sider from Jimmy. Who is going to find the first kill here? Jimmy was going for the ground pound. BlackCortez has stage control, the neutral signature.
Ooh, he's looking for these GC signatures once again. It seems as though Cortez is the best way that I can describe it is that he's thinking too hard about getting the KO. That's what I feel like is happening because he's almost going for these elaborate setups almost every time, and Jimmy's doing the opposite where he's just trying to get whatever hits that he possibly can. That weapon toss comes in, sides comes in, he dodges out of the way, but Jimmy has an opportunity here to be able to get this KO if he picks up the weapon. Oh, but he gets caught by the down stick. Excellent coverage. Being able to find areas in front and behind if he was able to dodge in place to be able to get that KO. Cortez takes the lead once again. And this is where I feel like Cortez is his strongest, is when he's trying to get his opponent up to kill percent.
Yes. He's able to find damage, but you've seen so many signatures come out. That one's actually going to hit. I'm a little bit surprised there. Finds the nair as well. He's going for the neutral light. That does have an upward kick to it. You can see that as a slight anti-air sometimes. Jimmy is going to find the kill option. He's going to strip the field of all weapons. BlackCortez, we haven't seen him really fight with unarmed very much. Teros unarmed, probably not one of the stronger ones out there. Jimmy is keeping him still weapon starved. One finally comes in. Oh, that's going to be a nice pluck out of the air with the down signature.
And these downers are coming out. He's actually reading where he's landing, but goes for the downer, doesn't connect, and Cortez standing in the same place. Goes for that down stick. Kills him off the top of the map. With that aura that Teros spawns around him while he's holding that
That's actually kind of a really strong signature that we don't see.
Strong.
Like you always see the stomp in sig on hammer. Sometimes you see the neutral signature on axe to just go over the edge as an edge guard tool. But
What? He did it again. He fully charged his side signature. Jimmy just not respecting the duration of those charges and getting hit by those huge moves. I mean, he's 9 kill percent, but still, that's damage you don't want to be taking. Sidelight comes out. Cortez looking for these neutral sigs. End light does not connect, and Jimmy goes for a charge. Neutral sig himself. Doesn't get the KO. Cortez looking for the recovery. Neutral sig gets kicked by Jimmy, and Jimmy putting out that haymaker is just waiting for a weapon spawn here as Cortez takes control over the center of small Brawlhaven. Sair finally sends him off the side of the stage. Goes for a secondary Sair with the hammer. Finds it. Jimmy's low on jumps. He might just fall to his death, and he does. That's game 2. Going over to the TheBlackCortez.
He will be moving on to face Hillbilly ZT for the top 24 qualification spot. That is going to be Jimmy on the left and TheBlackCortez on the right. A little bit of a cheering section coming through for Cortez over here.
I see Stevenator eating some food.
Stevenator also has his cheering section. That's going to be his father to Stevenator's right.
I think
there's his mom coming in.
Stevenator's pool's at 2 o'clock, so that's coming up right after
Yes.
this, actually. So you guys will be able to see that. But we've got another match. I think no, it's 2-0.
It was 2-0.
Yeah.
Cortez won.
I think we've got one more match.
Yeah, we have one more match slated to stream right now. It's Hillbilly against Cortez.
Trying to figure out who's coming to where.
When Ann just pointed at someone and said Hillbilly, you can't do that in Texas, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that in Texas. We don't like that here.
You can point at him and say Hillbilly. It's fine.
No, you live in Atlanta now. You're an expatriate now. The eyes of Texas are no longer upon you.
Wow. Texas is a pretty big place.
Oh my gosh. It's so big.
Pretty big.
You don't even know.
No, I don't.
You don't
I'm
even know.
I know it's humid.
It's funny. I think I was picking up Dobrain from the airport, and he was like, "Is there only one airport in Texas?" I was like, "No, dude."
You know what happened yesterday? Dobrain was like, he really wanted to eat food. He was like, Creed told me about this wonderful wings place that he found. He knows exactly how to get to it. And so for some reason, I decided, yeah, sure, let's let a Russian lead a group of Americans through Texas to find a place to eat. And we ended up going in a circle 3 times back to the convention center.
Only
before
in
we
esports,
noticed.
man. Only in
And then we just
esports.
didn't eat anything. We just went back to the convention center. We
Did
never
y'all at
found
least
it.
eat at the convention center?
Yeah. Well, no, I just don't think. I don't know where they ate. I ditched them. I watched StarCraft 2. That was what I did the rest of my day. There wasn't any more Brawlhalla. I don't know why we would let a Russian lead us through America.
Yeah.
That's not.
Also, it's to
good
find food, and when Dobrain stayed with me, like that guy does not eat.
No, he doesn't.
Like he does not eat.
And we're not. I mean, he kind of does.
What?
I don't know. He ate those when we went to that meat place. What was that called?
That's true. He did eat barbecue. which I'm
IW3?
surprised. It's IWB for Iron Horse
According to
Barbecue.
Creed. I don't know. That looks like a 3 to me.
But yeah, when he stayed with me, he ate like a bowl of Lucky Charms in the morning
Maybe
at
he was
like
nervous.
9, and then
Maybe you were giving him anxiety.
like streamed for 12 hours,
Yeah,
and then I was like, Dobrain, can we go
anybody
get
caught that,
dinner?
though.
And he was like, oh, okay.
I wonder where he is. When is his pool?
I don't know what his pool is.
Who's behind us? Is that Addie Mystic? I think Addie Mystic and Remy are playing. Are they doing a button check or are they going straight into it? I think they're going.
Probably a button check.
Okay. So we got our final match of this pool. And this is going to decide who comes out on the loser's side.
Yes.
Top 24. 3rd seed. Between Hillbilly ZT and TheBlackCortez.
Now, TheBlackCortez is the Taros. He is the one where you see the name "The" right above his head. It looks like player 2. Player 2 is going to be Hillbilly.
I'm assuming Cortez is going to be sticking to his Taros. He had a lot of tricks up his sleeve with Taros.
He's thinking about it. Okay,
Nah, he's not
he's
thinking
going back to the Taros. Or is he? He hasn't locked it in yet.
Wait, did they just switch sides? I might have to ask him to do the name check.
Yeah, went in. Names.
Names? Sheep is great. Helps us out whenever we need it so that we don't have to get up. I don't like getting up. Sitting's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's nice. And I don't have to take my headset off to yell, so I don't yell at all the people watching
Don't know
at
how
home.
it feels for those Blizzard casters having to stand up and cast all the time.
Oh gosh,
Although
dude, that's so gross.
I heard it's like better for your airflow.
Yeah, I literally don't care.
Oh, yeah, neither do I.
I'm not gonna stand.
FGC
for
scene's got it
5
nice.
hours.
We just
Yes.
sit in comfortable
Oh.
chairs.
The first time I saw people standing up while casting, I think I tweeted out at that moment, gosh, I hope we don't do that. I don't want to stand.
And there might come a time where we'll have to stand and cast if our production value gets high enough. But until then, I'm perfectly fine with venue chairs. Those are my favorite.
Seen the stage bandit coming out. We're going to go to Shipwreck. See, now I'm scared for Hillbilly here because Shipwreck has those very short walls. But think about it. You've seen the Insig over the side on this Teros pick from BlackCortez. You can cover a solid amount of that sidewall with the neutral signature.
We'll have to see what Hillbilly has to offer. He did make it quite far on the winner's side before he ended up here. Like and so we're going to be able to see what he's able to pull out. I like that GC side 6 coming out from Cortez. He seems to have a lot of things that he likes to do in the air. I'm glad that he's featuring gravity cancels as much. And I hope he's able to find his weapon here. As Hillbilly's actually being able to deny him, finds the hammer, but they've both taken a relatively the same amount of damage.
Hillbilly just looking to probe with his down signatures, with his side airs, with his down airs. All of them are going to miss. It's going to be a down signature from Cortez. We saw him hit one of those earlier.
Oh, goes to that silent. Nice D-Light Sarah. Hillbilly has an idea, and a nice GC neutral sig punishes that jump. He can't make it back, tosses his weapon to try to get some kind of damage, but Hillbilly showing that he has an idea of what Hattori is able to do.
Absolutely.
Punishing those jumps from the ledge, take advantage of it. If they're not recovering safely, take their stock.
And that lobbing of the weapon toss. That's sort of a more advanced weapon throw technique. And you saw him chasing after that weapon too. I don't know if he was just trying to pick up the weapon or if he was looking to follow up if there was a dodge that came out from Cortez so that he could for sure confirm the kill. Cortez going with the ground pound. He pulls out of that, goes for the recovery. That's going to kill, and we have an even game.
Ground pounds are cool because the longer that you hold them, the farther they go.
Yes.
But you can release them early, and if the opponent reacts too rashly, you're able to use a move immediately afterwards. What we saw, he went down, then up, killed him off the top.
And a lot of people will use ground pounds as a baiting tool so that their opponent will set up for maybe a gravity cancel down light. That'll get their dodge out of the way, and then you can punish off of the bait.
Ooh, waiting, see if he was going to try to go down for a down air there. Hillbilly finds a nice D-Light Sarah. Neutral does not connect and is instead punished by a weapon toss. Can't find these landing Sarahs, but I'm liking the GC. I think that GC side stick would have worked if he was a little bit lower.
Yeah. We've seen him do that a couple times now where if he was just a frog's hair lower, he would have ended up proccing with the second swing.
Ooh, tosses the axe aside just to hit him with an unarmed neutral air. Downline's connecting, neutral sig's coming out. Oh, and we're in a little bit of a standoff there as they were jumping forward, waiting for the other player to make the first move. Goes for that downside, but the dodge in the air stops Hillbilly from taking that damage, and the side air sends him off stage. Tries to go for a similar recovery kill up the top. Doesn't find the connection, and now we're back into neutral. Hillbilly is slightly ahead in damage.
You're seeing Cortez immediately go over. He's going to strip the field as soon as he possibly can. He's kept Hillbilly off a weapon for a really long time. Finally picks up the sword. Nice little stalling of the movement coming out from Hillbilly, just kind of being that little bit of mix-up. Nobody expects the opponent to stand still, and that sort of sometimes can just kill your momentum.
Neutral light comes out, goes for that GC down sig, doesn't connect, and a nice Sarah. I'd love to see more of these axe Sarahs being thrown up. I like the idea behind the ground pound, but I think you need to jump a little bit higher. And there's the GC neutral sig to get the KO again.
Ooh, and the flag top coming out.
Showing that he's got an intention to win this set and get into losers top 24. I like that down sig, putting a little bit of the pressure on the Cortez here. He just has to find a Sarah. I'd like to see Cortez try to go for a D-Light Sarah on the hammer. You don't really have the same setup on the axe, but with the hammer, that's a nice kill confirmed, especially at this percentage. Try to kick him into the weapon toss, but it didn't work out.
A falling sider, not going to be enough. Not even going to send Hillbilly off screen at this point. There's the weapon toss, allowing Hillbilly some room to get safe. There's the recovery. We might see a two-stock here for Hillbilly ZT against BlackCortez.
Ooh, and the down air into the recovery. I like the combo option. GC neutral sig doesn't catch his landing. His opponent's a little bit too high, and the haymaker comes out, but this is looking like it's going to be a two-stock for Hillbilly. If Cortez isn't careful, he needs to find one of these landing Sarahs. The down air sending him farther than an axe down air should.
Ooh, the gravity cancel flag coming out.
Oh, no.
Hillbilly.
Cortez is like, okay, all right, I'll wait over here for that. Neutral air comes out, isn't able to find the down sig. Maybe if he jumps, but then neutral sig coming up from the Hattori is able to kill him up the top, and that's a two-stock coming in from Hillbilly, and he's feeling pretty confident.
Absolutely. You saw the gravity cancel taunts coming out. You saw the two-stock going the way of Hillbilly ZT. You know he's feeling good.
Ooh, and we're switching up the skin every game, win or lose. Switching the skin up, and now the color scheme. That's my favorite color scheme.
I really like it,
Yeah.
and it's completely underutilized.
Yeah, I use that on my Barasa.
Oh yeah, you do.
I do. Yeah. I like it. I like the color that makes the blade in that skin. I don't know. I can't even refer. I don't even remember what the skin's called. Anyways, going into game number 2 here. Similar game 2 as we had in the previous match that we saw Cortez. Cortez probably will be comfortable here, but we'll find out. Hillbilly is just jumping around patiently, waiting for a weapon to spawn. He's taking a little bit of a damage. Wow, that's 2 down airs actually. Tries to go for the side stick punish, but Hillbilly was ready for it. These down airs are coming out, trying to get a landing, but Cortez is doing a much better job of controlling this early game.
Yeah, he was throwing out those weapons. He was definitely making a threat to Hillbilly without putting himself into an edge guard situation, and he might be dangerous. And back-to-back neutral lights. The second one gravity canceled. Hillbilly has taken some serious damage.
Knows how that side stick down air. Cortez's neutral has ascended almost.
Leaps and bounds.
I don't. Hillbilly seems to be struggling to do anything against him right now. He's playing very patiently. Seems to be like, okay, I don't want to take another loss like that. I actually want to get a little bit farther in this bracket, see what I'm able to do. And the Nair hits him out of the ground pound, and Hillbilly.
Oh, the
right.
taunt, the
That's
flag
what I like to
taunt
see.
answer. And look at Hillbilly's health compared to BlackCortez. BlackCortez has taken next to no damage so far.
Yep, and Hillbilly's down a stock. And it's still coming out. The down stick tried to go in. If he charged that just a little bit longer, there it is. Hillbilly cannot land on this map. Maybe it has to do with the lack of platforms or something, but Cortez, the standoff. He's just denying weapons. He's
Cortez knows he's in the more favorable position. Even if he times him out at this point completely, the stocks are in favor of BlackCortez. He will win this game. He had the weapon advantage. The weapon spawn was right in front of him. He can just wait. Look at this. We might see a 2-stock lead going the way of BlackCortez.
This is completely unexpected. Hillbilly was doing things that I was expecting of a Hattori to do, but he's playing so smart compared to game 1. Throwing out the neutral sig, tossing the weapon aside, seems to be going for a down lane. If he can find an unarmed down lane, he'll be able to get into a recovery, kill him off the top. But Cortez isn't even in the red yet.
And that neutral air almost killed Hillbilly off the top. We see this axe, the neutral sig not going to kill. That is how few damage that BlackCortez has taken. He is dominating this game. Hillbilly is unable to find these kill options. You're seeing the down heavy come in. It's not going to proc. There's the hammer. We've seen Cortez do work with it.
I'm liking the standoff here. They're both waiting. All right, who's going to go in first? Hillbilly tries to go in for a down air, the safest move that he can think of. Neutral stick does not connect. Cortez is waiting for another weapon spawn. Sidelight sends him off the stage. Weapon toss. Maybe if he tossed that upwards, it would have been better, but oh my gosh. Hits the neutral sig. Hard read on Hillbilly's attempt to go in for an end sig there.
That still didn't kill!
It didn't kill. Ground pound comes, or the down stick comes out unarmed. He side sticks through it. I think he's beginning. Oh,
he gets priority.
Hillbilly was trying to hit
the sig.
Okay, no 3-stock, but Cortez is going off. He clearly didn't appreciate those flag taunts from the last game. And now he's ahead, a solid stock over Hillbilly with a little bit of a damage lead too. Tries to go in for a sidelight, no stomp connection. And Hillbilly, he's got to readjust here. These signatures are not safe. Oh my, the combo, sidelight, downlight, neutral sig, into a Sarah. Hillbilly up the stage,
weapon toss getting the read. It's not going to lead to a kill, but still, BlackCortez has all of the cards in his hand right now. He's completely controlling the pace of this game. He's waiting on that.
I like
for the dodge frames. He's waiting for the iframes on Hillbilly to end. He's trying to get the read there. BlackCortez has all of the power at this point.
Waits for that neutral sig, is trying to land with a side air. I wouldn't be surprised if he went for a sidelight and waited for the down sig. I want to see him charge the down sig just a little bit. He's got the right idea, but he's not charging it. That would be able to end this match and be able to go into a game 3 where he could possibly win. GC neutral sig does not connect, goes to the down sig. Hillbilly, avoids that weapon toss, but the neutral air connects, and that nearly kills off the top.
That's the second time we've seen that neutral air. BlackCortez is putting out so much damage on the Hillbilly. The D-Sig is going to lead to the kill, lead to the game, and a tie
He doubled Hillbilly's damage. If you asked me, I would not have believed that Hillbilly won game 1 after that performance. That was surgical. And we see a legend switch from Hillbilly. And I want to commend Cortez for not swapping off of Teros after game 1. Something that's very common to do in Brawlhalla, maybe not in other games, but because legends are so similar, because of how weapons are exchanged, oftentimes you'll be like, okay, that character didn't work. Let's try a different character. But in Cortez's situation, he went, no, I can play with this character better in game 2.
Yep.
And my gosh, did he. But Hillbilly, this is going to be the real adjustment. He's now playing against an Ada. he wasn't playing against Ada in the past 2 games. He's going to have to change and adjust in this game, and Hillbilly already seems to be putting onto the hurt for Cortez here. He finds an axe, but he's already in the orange.
Oh, this...
Ooh, and Ada's force is so devastating. Recovery comes out. Cortez has to find a weapon. Side sig. If he gets hit by another one of these, that could be a KO.
This signature kit seems so familiar to Hillbilly right now. He's throwing him out like candy. He's been hardly punished for him. He knows the spacing on them as well. And just... what are these swings of momentum? Last game was all Cortez's. This game is all Hillbilly.
It's got to be the signature mix-up. Something that could be a little bit difficult is adjusting to a new character in the heat of the moment. He goes for the GC neutral sig, but Hillbilly's neutral sigs are hitting time and time again. Cortez has to slow this down. Now, the one benefit that he has is that he's running 9 force, and this is Ada. Ada's defense is low. He does not have to find a lot of hits to be able to get those kills off the side, off the top, even off the bottom. He just has to go back to what he was doing on Brawlhalla. Play a little bit more patiently and not get hit by these slide charge signatures. There's a nice Sair. 2 more of those Sairs will put Hillbilly into kill percent. And if he's able to find a ground pound, that will just kill outright.
But Hillbilly is even right now in health with Cortez, but the stocks are not even at this point. A down signature almost sending her off stage.
Ground pound.
Great follow-up.
All right, does he have a jump to be able to get back? He doesn't. Okay, that's the even up that Cortez needs to make things a little bit more competitive. But Hillbilly, he was looking pretty frightening on that first stock.
And you see him immediately getting the weapon. He's not going to use that as a trap. He's going to keep Hillbilly weapon spawn because the signature kit from Ada is so successful for Hillbilly right now. He does pick up the spear very quickly, and you're seeing more and more of these signatures come out. They are just completely keeping Cortez at a loss at this point.
Cortez is respecting that Hillbilly is guarding the weapons. He was able to dodge across that, but that side sig, punishing that sidelight so quickly. Goes to the GC neutral sig, doesn't connect. Down sig does not punish. Tosses the hammer away. I think he wants to play with the axe here. Oh, he jumps into the recovery. Excellent read from Hillbilly as he's got Cortez on the ropes. The GC side sig canceled by the weapon toss, but the down air still managed. Just the punish. Jumps into the neutral sig. That slight little startup on the Ada neutral sig just seems to be throwing Cortez off, and he needs to find some damage here. Like we said, he could get damage on Ada quickly, but oh no, then there's the guns. Doesn't even get the punish. Neutral lights the wrong way. Finds that hammer, but Hillbilly bringing out a whole nother style of play that we didn't even see in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is just a completely different Hillbilly on this Ada pick. It seems like he understands guns. He understands the spear kit as well. And he understands the signature kit unique to Ada. He goes for the ground pound. He might fall here. He's not going to. He's going to get back to the stage.
Managed to get past the recovery, finds the axe, but he gets hit by that Sair on the way down. Cortez goes for that neutral sig, but punished by the down sig. Oh! Neutral sig, rather. But that recovery comes in, doesn't connect. Cortez is taking so much damage, though, and he's not finding any hits. Sair doesn't hit, doesn't get the punish. Side sig, it's jumped out of the way. Neutral sig does not connect. Sider comes out. Hillbilly gets Saired. He's low on jumps. He might have to dodge back onto the stage. And oh, that is the coolest mix-up I have ever seen by an Ada, using the neutral sig to dodge out of the move and get the punish hit. He tries to go for the down sig, but Hillbilly's ready for it. Finds that falling Sair, he hits his head.
Bonk. And that is going to be the game and the set. Hillbilly clutching it out, that Ada pick. Completely different player there. Hillbilly showing so much confidence. That had to be so much more familiar to him. He was doing everything so better. It didn't seem like he was thinking about it. Like, it just seemed way more natural to him. Everything. The GC insig on the edge, you would expect a player in that situation to recover low. That's what Cortez was looking for when he came in with the ground pound. Not only did that mean a recover high, that moved
it put on a
Hillbilly
hitbox
over, and it put a hitbox down.
I've never seen a neutral sig used like that.
Beautifully played.
It was amazing, and that was cool. I enjoyed that because both players went from taunting each other, but that last game, they were into it.
Yeah.
And there was a great handshake at the end. We can see them talking to each other right now. They were fighting to get into top 24, and that's the kind of, like, obviously, I don't want to say obviously, but it's not like that. We don't know those players from online tournaments, but they were at the same skill level, adapting and learning to each other in real time. And that's the kind of stuff that I love to see at LANs, because it's like these are matches that I would never get looking at a top 8. And also matches that will encourage players like Cortez or Hillbilly to continue playing online and maybe get better.
Sure.
That's great. But that ended that pool, I believe.
Yes.
And that was Hillbilly getting the 3rd seed coming out on loser's side from the pool. Boomy getting first, Hyper Hero